Dragomino is very easy indeed. What's going to happen on your turn is that you are going to select a domino. That is going to go into your space. Everybody else, they're also going to select a domino. As the game goes on, you will be connecting dominoes together in order to match up areas. When you do that, you'll take a matching token. In this case, it's a gold one. And then you'll turn it over. If the egg is bare, then unfortunately you don't score a point, but you do get the mummy dragon, and that means that in the next round you get the first turn, unless of course somebody else also gets a broken egg, which means that they'll get the mummy dragon instead. As the game goes on, you'll be connecting the areas together, and each time that you connect an area together, you're going to be getting an egg, and when you turn it over, oh look, it's a little dragon, and that means I score a point. And the game continues until all of the tiles have been dealt out, and the person who's got the most dragons is declared the winner. And that is Dragomino. Okay, so very quick explanation. I'm going to take 4 tiles. I'm then going to flip them over once they've been placed in numerical order. Then I've got my 4 kings on the left hand side. Person at the top, they're going to move first. And what they're going to do is they're going to move to the tile that they want, in this case this one, and they're going to take the tile that they have, and they're going to be placing that around their kingdom. Like so. Everybody else then moves. And as they move, they put their tiles on their respective kingdoms as well. This then moves along, and then we're going to take another 4 tiles from the pile. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out in numerical order. Then we're going to do the same thing again. Green's going to decide where they're going to go. So they're on a yellow, so they might want to take a tile that's got 2 more fields on it. Pink has got a wooded area, but it's also got a green field, so it might want to go there. Yellow, because they're in water and wood, they're quite free and easy. However, they decide to go here, because wasteland, basically, or the marshland, has a lot potential to have a lot more points because it has a lot more crowns. And finally, blue has the last token. Yellow, because it's taken the tile, it's gone third, it's going to take its tile. Now, it has to connect its tile up to next to where there was water before, thus keeping in with the domino rule. Eventually, as you play the game, you're going to end up with a 5x5 grid that's going to look something like this. And as you can see, we've now got a 5x5 grid. All the spaces are being filled in, and now we have to score. To just give an example, this area has got 1 crown, which means all of these spaces that are connected score 1 point. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. However, this marshland has got 2 crowns in it, so each space scores 2 points. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points. This lonely yellow field in the corner hasn't got any crowns in it, so it scores 0 points. You add up and tot up all of your points, and the person who's got the most points is the winner at the end. Playing Kingdomino Giants is slightly more different. In this case, what will happen is even under 4 players, you're going to have 5 tiles to deal with. And what's going to happen in this 4-player game is you have to remove one of the tiles. So we're going to remove the middle one. And that means that each king has to make a choice of one of the 4 tiles that's left. The pink one goes to the third, yellow goes to the bottom, blue one goes to the second one, which means that the green one ends up with a giant. So it means they're going to take a giant meeple and they're going to have to place it in their kingdom when they are constructing their kingdom. If, unlike yellow, who's got a footprint tile, as you can see here, if they had a giant in their kingdom, this footprint tile would allow them to move their giant out of their kingdom and give it to one of the other kings. Apart from that, play resumes as normal in a game of Kingdomino, except the other thing you can do is you can introduce the other key scoring features as well to add a further bit of spice. And that is how you would play a very quick round in Kingdomino Age of Giants expansion. While the main mechanics in Queendomino remain the same as you would find in Kingdomino, there's some additional mechanics you should be aware of before you play, which will make the game an awful lot more complicated. First of all, yes, you're selecting tiles as normal. You'll be lining up as your kings in your orders, and you'll be adding tiles to your kingdom as you go. But there's a couple of additional things that you can do on your turn in order to help facilitate additional points you can score at the end of the game. One of the things is you can place a knight or a soldier. I call them soldiers, they're actually knights. But you can place a knight in a space, and that is going to remain for the rest of the game. But what happens is you get a number of coins equal to the territory that they cover off. So in this case, I'm going to get 3 points. The other thing that you can do with the money that you have is you've got the option to construct a building. So you would simply go up to the track at the top here, select a building that you want to pay. So for instance, if I actually wanted to just go ahead and spend my 3 coins, I could spend it on this one here, and that only costs 1 coin. So I would pay my 3, get my 2 change. What I'm allowed to do is I'm allowed to turn this over and construct it in any space that has a red space. Shows I'm allowed to construction. But the first thing I've got to do is I've got to take into account what's on the card. Now as you can see, I got 3 towers on here. Now what that means is that I will construct my tower in a space of my choosing. I then get 3 towers and I'll place them on that constructed space, like so. Now, as soon as the person who has the most towers is decided, and this will change during the game, the queen will basically become resident in your kingdom. If at the end of the game you have the most towers and you still have the queen at the end of the game, she effectively gives you an extra crown in the biggest territory that you have. But also in the meantime, she reduces the cost of construction by 1 coin. The other thing that you can do is you can also pay a bribe to the dragon, and the dragon will effectively take up residency in one of the spaces, destroying the chances of anybody actually taking that tile with regards to occupancy. The other thing, on each of the tiles there's also rewards that you can take into consideration. So for instance, for this one, at the end of the game, I'm going to score 2 victory points for every separate territory that I have, which is Wasteland, as well as getting a soldier and a tower. So it's a key of balancing up, making money, spending your money, getting in your buildings, and also making sure you're still matching up the spaces in your normal Kingdomino rules. And that's kind of how you play a quick round of Queendomino.